All right, everybody. I'd like for you to meet my friend Rod Dunn from Colorado Springs. He came to me not too long ago and said the doctors have given me 90 days to 6 months to live. I had lymphoma cancer, and I was going to go through some serious, very expensive treatments. And I wanted to personally introduce you to Rod. So, Rod, welcome.
Let me just see it again, Stan.
Share with us what happened.
Well, what happened was I woke up one morning, December the 17th of '09, and I had a big knot on my neck here, and I thought it was an infection from my tooth. And I go to my doctor the next day, and she looked at me and asked me what was that, and I said it's an infection from my tooth, and she said no, it's not. And she said put your shirt back on and go to the hospital. And I said why? She says I can't tell you. So I put my shirt on, and she had Dr. Murphy meet me at the hospital, and he did the same thing. He did me a CAT scan, and after the CAT scan was over, he said, well, you have what they call non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer, and you got 6 months to live. I said, no, what are we going to do? He said, well, we're going to start chemotherapy. And I said, what is that? I had never had cancer. Nobody in my family had cancer. So I called my daughter that night and told her what was going on, and my wife had just passed away with diabetes and a subdural hematoma. And she had been on chemo for several years, and my daughter said, you're going to be real sick, so she's going to come be with me to take care of me. So she got up there, and I spent 5 hours in the chair doing chemo, and after the chemo was over, I had taken my zinc pill that morning, and I woke up and I told my daughter, I says, now what? She says, well, aren't you sick? And I says, no, I'm hungry. Let's go eat. She says, you can't be hungry. You're sick. I said, no, I'm not. So the doctor came over to release me, and he did the same thing, and so we went and had a dinner. And after that, I was in chemo now for every 26 days for 3 years. And in that 3 years, my tumors went from golf ball size in my neck, my chest, my stomach, my groin, and they had disappeared in that 3-year period of time. And during that time, I had no sickness taking chemo except for one day when I didn't take my zinc pill, and I had to sit there for about an hour and a half recuperating like everybody else. And of course, out of all the people in my group, there was like 35 of us in there, off and on, depends upon what day. But all the rest of them that had non-Hodgkin's have all died because it's the most serious, and I was at stage 4, and he had given me that 6 months to live, and he didn't understand why I did, but he authorized me to continue using my Global Blend and my zinc pill. Of course, I couldn't share it with anybody except the nurses, and they all take it now. But it's all gone now. My remission is complete, and I'm supposedly cancer-free.
You know, I remember in the early days when you had called me up and said, you know, they're giving me 90 days to 6 months to live.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to thank you for some of your friendship and your nutritional coaching. And I said, well, Rod, you know what? I'm not a doctor, but I am a nutritionist. I am an herbalist, and this is what I would do if it were me. I would drink so much Global Blend that I could feel my back teeth float and keep taking the zinc for my attitude. And I wanted everybody to know that it was not long after that, really, that Rod came on the Zingular Morning Show and thanked all of us, made me cry like a baby.
Yeah.
You know, just the stories that we hear. And Rod, I'm so proud of you, and I'm kind of glad you hung around with us.
I'm glad too.
He signed up all the doctors, the nurses, and everybody else, but he wasn't allowed to talk to the other patients. And
No.
Unfortunately, a lot of them are gone now. And so I'm hoping that what we know here now, we can build you a business and change the world. Make everybody healthy.
I think that's what's going to happen. I've got a lot of people I'm talking to right now that are excited about coming back on board.
Very good. Thank you, Rod.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Stan.